It's raining outside. I'm glad I'm in this library. It isn't the Miles Winslow Memorial Library. I know the Winslow Library like the back of my hand, despite it having only one floor. Miles Winslow is generous, but only to a point. This library is much larger with multiple floors and so many more books. Books are heavy, so tons of books doesn't necessarily mean lots of books, but in this case, there are lots of books. Lots and tons of books. I'm reading one of them. It's a book about me, titled The Girl Who Killed Everyone. It's not a very good book. I suspect I wrote it myself. There's a problem, though, the words are jumping around on the page. One word in particular, painful, is written in red and keeps wiggling its butt and dancing around. I try to pin it down with my finger, but it slips away and mimes laughing at me. Are you done with that book? My dad asks from across the table. It's a big, fancy table made of dark, polished wood. The book looks tiny on it. My dad is at the far end, so it's a long table, like the ones in movies where rich people have dinner. The table seems to stretch even further away, but my dad is right there, maybe 5 feet across from me. I'm confused by this table and my dad, but I can't say why. The words keep moving, I tell him. That's because they're alive, he says. You have to kill them to make them stop moving. His face begins to droop off his head like a paper mask. He notices me noticing and pulls it back up, then chuckles. It's the same laugh he used to make whenever he made a mistake and Mom or I caught him trying to hide it. Mom called it his whoopsie laugh. Or at least, she used to. I don't want to kill anything. I look down at the dancing words on the page. Lily and Samuel are holding hands, circling the word cucumber. I don't know why cucumber is in a book about me. My dad leans across the long table. His lower half seems miles away, but his face is right next to mine. But you're so good at it, he whispers. Then, the chainsaw starts up. My dad makes a comical "oh no" face, with his mouth all rounded like a cartoon character's. I can hear the buzzing of the chainsaw before I see it, cutting up through the table from below. Sawdust and splinters spray up and disappear from sight. My dad doesn't try to move as the chainsaw comes up beneath him, going right into his chest. He also sprays sawdust and splinters, but the sawdust is red and the splinters are bone. He laughs, and blood comes out of his mouth. He's still right in front of my face, and I want to scream. I wake up. The sound of the chainsaw is still ringing in my ears. I sit up from my spot on the floor of the treehouse and peek over the window's edge. Men in white hard hats are standing on the back lawn. A couple of them are using sledgehammers to punch through some of the walls that are still standing among the rubble of my house. One of them, at the bottom of the tree I'm in, is holding the chainsaw I heard in my sleep. Another man turns and looks in my direction. I duck. Hey, hold up! I hear him shout. Oh no, he saw me. There's some kid up there. A moment later, I hear someone grunting as they try to climb up the ladder, which was only meant to hold little kids. Maybe it will break under his weight. No, of course it won't. I know it won't. Instead, the head of the man who saw me appears in the doorway. His name is Doug. He's going to eat macaroni for dinner tonight because his girlfriend broke up with him 2 weeks ago and it's all he knows how to make. He has a fridge full of food to cook, but it's all rotten because he only makes macaroni. I hate knowing these things. Doug looks around the room, taking in all my stuff. Several candles that smell like vanilla. A few burnt matches and a dozen broken ones. A couple of comic books in plastic wrap to keep them from getting damaged when I'm not reading them. My backpack with a change of clothes. Me, my sleeping bag, and my pillow. Hey there, he finally says. Do you live around here? I pull the top of my sleeping bag up to my chin. I live here. Here in this treehouse. My father built this for me, I whisper. It's not entirely finished. There's a hole in the roof that I think was maybe supposed to lead to a second floor. Or he just wasn't a very good carpenter. I think about how he never got to see me climb into it or smile and wave at him from the window. I hug the sleeping bag a little tighter. Doug scratches his shin. You're that Maddox kid, aren't you? Madwhip. Do your parents know you're up here? I feel my eyes swelling up. Stop that. They stop. I wipe them with the sleeve of my pajamas. My parents are dead. He looks uncomfortable. He suddenly can't look me in the eyes. People don't like to see sadness on other people's faces. Unless they're villains, then they eat it up. If you're ever crying and you look at someone and they're licking their lips, they're probably evil. I know Doug isn't evil, though. He just really likes macaroni. The construction people tearing down the remains of my old house aren't sure what to do with me. Thankfully, Jamal's mom comes out into their backyard wearing an apron that says "I'm in charge" and takes charge. She helps me gather my stuff and bring it down from the treehouse, then takes me inside and lets me eat breakfast with Jamal in their kitchen. I had never eaten scrambled eggs before. Poor little baby chickens got all scrambled. Jamal gives me a half smile and watches me eat scrambled baby chickens. It's not the same with you gone, he tells me. It's not the same with other people gone, either. I don't say that, though. I don't know what to say, so I just say, thank you. Eventually, Detective Guthrie arrives, and we leave in his unmarked police car. We don't talk. He knows I don't want to talk when I'm in the car. He keeps looking at me in the mirror the whole trip. I wish he'd keep his eyes on the road. Not watching the road can lead to accidents. Trust me, I know. We get to the police station again to wait until my foster parents, the Lakes, can come get me. Yes, that's right. The Lakes are my foster parents. The same couple who fostered my friend Meredith before she burned their house down and was moved off somewhere far, far away. I have to go to sleep every night in a bed that should be Meredith's if we had never met. And if I hadn't killed her. I don't sleep, though. I just stare up at the glow-in-the-dark stars on the ceiling. They're blood stars. I wanted glow-in-the-dark stars on the ceiling of my bedroom, and now I have them, having killed the person they should belong to. I'm a monster. Hey, can I ask you a question? Detective Guthrie asks. He always wants to ask me questions, and usually, they're dumb questions about his future or his family's future. At least he actually believes me when I tell him things. I sigh. Is Bart going to make the baseball team this year? Detective Guthrie's son is 14. He really wants him to be an athlete, but Bartholomew, that's his name, Bartholomew, doesn't like sports. He just tries out so his dad won't give him grief. I don't tell Detective Guthrie that they should really just talk to each other. I shake my head. No. He looks disappointed and gets quiet. A police lady with blonde hair hurries past with a stack of papers. Her name is Jennifer, but she prefers Jenny. She has a Doberman at home and likes to curl up with it and watch action movies. I close my eyes and think about brick walls surrounding me to try to shut out her life story running through my head. People always wander past me when I'm at the police station, and I get all the facts about them dumped in my noggin like a garbage truck unloading at the landfill. Last week, they brought in some old man who had broken into an abandoned house on the side of town. I was sitting at Detective Guthrie's desk, doodling with his ballpoint pen that he borrowed from a post office and never returned. As soon as this old guy was cuffed to a chair across the office, I knew he had done things worse than breaking into an empty house. I mean, breaking into a house is bad, but not as bad as the other things he's done. And I knew those things. I hate knowing things. Oh, wait. I open my eyes again. Officer Jenny is right there by me with a look on her face like she just watched me peel a worm and eat it for a bet. Hey Guthrie, I see you got your little savant with you again. She smiles and winks at me. It's a fake smile. It's a real wink. You can't fake a wink. Detective Guthrie says, don't call her that. Did you get an update on that stabbing over by Golden Hill? She asks, suddenly quieter. I'm not supposed to hear her, but I can. The police office is not as loud this morning as it usually is. Normally, they've got a hobo or two yelling bad words while being written up for public intoxication, or lots of phones ringing from people calling because they were rear-ended on the highway and need to report it. Guthrie can see I'm listening. He's pretty smart for an adult. "Jenkins," he says, gesturing at me with his head, "keep your voice down." Oh gosh. Officer Jenny's last name is Jenkins. Jennifer Jenkins. That's called an alliteration, where her first and last name start with the same letter. Sometimes late at night when they didn't think I was awake, I'd hear my parents talk about me and my brother Roger. My mom used to tell my dad that she was worried Roger was illiterate. That's silly, though. His first name was Roger and his last name was Madwip. I blink at them both and shrug at Officer Jenny Jenkins. I saw a lady who was half snake get her head chopped off by a guy with a bull for a head. Her eye twitches, and she curls her lip at me, then turns and walks away. Not the whole bull, just the head. I call after her. Now I want to know about the stabbing near Golden Hill. Golden Hill is where I went to elementary school. Detective Guthrie doesn't usually keep things from me, so if he's shushing Officer Jenny Jenkins, there must be something he doesn't want me to know, and that makes me curious. Maybe someone finally snapped and killed Lisa Welsh. That would be fantastic. So, I sit there and stare at Detective Guthrie. He knows I'm staring, but he's trying to act like he doesn't. He flips through papers and puts paper clips on stacks of them. He has no idea how good I am at staring, though. I am a staring champ. If they had an Olympic event in staring, I would win the gold medal. My eyes don't seem to get all dried out and itchy ever. I don't know. Maybe it's another superpower, like being able to see things before they happen. Lily Madwip, she can see the future and stare at you till you cry. Detective Guthrie suddenly pounds his desk. I don't even blink because I knew he was going to do it. And I think that frustrates him even more. "You want to know about the assault at Golden Hill now, don't you?" he says, gritting his teeth. I smile at him and nod. "Look, don't read anything into this, but someone stabbed a 12-year-old girl. She's going to be okay." "No, she's not." He's lying to me. "Was it Lisa Welsh?" I ask. "Is Lisa 12? All the years of her bullying me, and I never knew her age." I forget not to sound excited, but I'm excited. The scar on my face from where Lisa cut me starts to itch. Maybe it's excited, too. Detective Guthrie gives me the side eye. That's where you turn your head and look at the person out of the corner of your eye. Adults do it when they're disturbed or confused by what you said or did. Sometimes they put emphasis on it by squinting. Detective Guthrie gives me a big-time dose of squints with his side eye. "I can't give you that information, but no." He says, "You got beef with this girl, Lisa." I sigh and flop back in my chair. She's secretly the devil, that's all. I probably shouldn't say stuff like that because unlike most adults, Detective Guthrie believes me about angels and witches and maxars and all that stuff that's happened to me months ago. And he might actually believe Lisa Welsh is the devil and try to send her back to hell. That would be good for the world but bad for him. Lisa's dad would probably pull some strings and have him electrocuted or something. That's why he never complains about having to come get me when the lakes call to tell him I ran away again. He likes the opportunity to grill me about things other people think or just my imagination. Besides, I don't run away. I walk away. The Lakes' new home is across town from where I used to live, and running all the way home would be exhausting. What I really need is a bicycle. And thankfully, the Lakes don't flip out on me like the people at the foster center used to. They know I haven't left town. I have nowhere to go. I could run away to live with my Uncle George and Aunt Harriet, maybe, but they live in Maryland, and I don't know how to get there. Also, Uncle George drinks too much ever since my cousin Susie got run over by a motorboat. While I'm thinking all this, Detective Guthrie gets up and wanders off to the soda machines. He likes to drink Pepsi. His wife doesn't like him drinking Pepsi, so he does it at work where she can't stop him. There's a folder on his desk, and the edge of a photo is peeking out. It's like the photo wants me to notice it, and I do. So, I slide it out with my finger to see what it wants me to see. The photo is one of those glossy school pictures they take of you every year with a blue background, like you're actually flying, only you're clearly not because you're sitting down and smiling and there's no wind blowing through your hair. There's a girl in the photo. I recognize her. Her name is Gretchen. I hear in my head that her name was Gretchen because the person who stabbed her made it count. I never knew her last name. I just knew her first name was Gretchen. And I knew that for some reason, Detective Guthrie didn't want me to know about the stabbing or who it was that got stabbed. Because for years, other kids would come up to me and call me Gretchen because we look so much alike. They kept getting us confused. The same crinkly brown hair, the same little nose and pointy chin. Heck, even I would probably be confused if it weren't for the fact that Gretchen's favorite color was cherry red and my favorite color is burgundy. Also, her eyes are actually hazel, and mine are just brown. And her eyes also look happy because she had friends and pets and didn't have to see things before they happened. And when I look in the mirror, I just see all my dead pets and dead friends in my eyes. So, someone stabbed Gretchen, and Detective Guthrie doesn't want me to know. That means he thinks the killer was after me because of course they would be. Who wouldn't want to kill me? Besides Jamal, I guess, and Detective Guthrie. Maybe it was Felix the Weasel. Maybe it's Samuel. Maybe it's Ono. Oh my God, I have a rogue gallery like Batman. Hey, what are you doing? Detective Guthrie swats my hand away from the photo. I was thinking about Batman villains. He sighs and sets his Pepsi down. You see why I didn't want you to know? You think someone killed her thinking she was me. I told you she's going to be. He sees that I know. Look, Lily, we're going to catch this guy. But until we do, you've got to promise me you won't run away from home anymore. Especially going over to your old address. It's not safe. I promise, I lie. He tilts his chin and looks down his nose at me. You think you don't know when you're lying to me? Yes. See, now you're being honest. He sits down, cracks open his Pepsi, and slurps it. I heard Pepsi can eat through a battery if you leave it sitting there long enough. I imagine it eating through Detective Guthrie's stomach. I don't want him hurt or dying, but it would be pretty funny if the front of his clean, white button-up shirt started soaking down from Pepsi coming out of his pores. Mrs. Lake arrives around lunchtime. She doesn't hurry down to the station like she used to when they first started fostering me. She knows I'm at least safe at the station. Detective Guthrie and she have a whisper talk over in a corner while I swing my legs in the swivel chair. I can't hear them, but he's probably telling her to lock the door to my bedroom, put bars on the windows, and chain me to my bed so I don't skip out in the middle of the night again. That's not fair. I only do it on the weekends. I'll probably do it again tonight and then not tomorrow since it's a school night. I understand the importance of getting an education. Lily. Lily. Sweetie, this has to stop, Mrs. Lake tells me as we drive back to her house. I know this is a very hard time for you, but... She stops. She's going to say I'm not the only one grieving. I know that, of course. She and her husband really cared about Meredith, even though she had gone to live with a different family after everything she went through with me and Felix. The Lakes are good people. So was Meredith. She was my friend who came to help me in that nasty maze without hesitation. And how did I pay her back? By burning her to a crisp with a pillar of angel fire. The only positive is I'm told it didn't hurt. Of course, you don't want to tell someone grieving that they're not the only one doing it. That's just rude. When you're sad, having somebody tell you other people are also sad doesn't exactly make you feel better. It's like being lost and having someone see that you're lost and coming up to you and saying, you're not the only one who's lost. Oh, thanks. Thanks. Yeah, that really helps me read this map. After thinking about it, Mrs. Lake decides to go with, we don't want to lose another child. That's fair. I won't do it anymore, I say. Mrs. Lake doesn't have Detective Guthrie's keen eye for whatever it is I do to give away when I'm lying. She's content to have me say I'm not going to sneak out in the middle of the night with my candles and my comic books and my sleeping bag and go try to communicate with my dead parents near the place where they died, where I killed them. It doesn't really matter to her that I'm most likely going to do it again tonight, and hopefully the construction crew doesn't work on Sundays and I can just walk back home in the morning instead of getting hauled down to the police station and having to tell Detective Guthrie that his son doesn't want to learn how to pitch a fast ball. She's not gullible. She just wants to believe in the best in people. We get to the Lakes' house, and I take my stuff upstairs to the bedroom that should be Meredith's. Asher sits on my bed, silent as a mouse. Good. He's always waiting for me on my bed, no matter where I put him when I leave. That used to make me happy. Now it just annoys me. I take him and toss him in the closet. I pull out the book I've been reading on seances. Seances are like calling dead people on the phone. You have to sit in a circle and light some candles. And someone called a medium thinks really hard about someone who died and tries to get their ghost to come talk to everybody. I know my parents are out there because they came and saw me in the hospital after the explosion. Roger communicated with me before that, and he was a ghost. Other people don't believe in them, but I know ghosts are real. The only problem is you can't sit in a circle when you're one person. It's like trying to draw a square with one corner. So, to make up for the lack of other people, I've been trying other things like stuffed animals or bugs I've caught outside. Mrs. Lake keeps trying to figure out how all the stink bugs keep getting in my room. She's killed so many of my helper bugs that I'm afraid we're going to be haunted by their ghosts. Do bugs make ghosts? I bet everything has a ghost inside it. Mr. Lake comes home at dinner time. He works for the government. Also, he looks like Santa Claus, only younger. Well, he'd have to be younger, 'cause Santa's like 300 years old. Mr. and Mrs. Lake eat dinner on fold-out dinner trays in front of the TV watching some show where people spend all their time at a bar and try to kiss each other. I think it's called Beers. I take my dinner to my bedroom. They tried to do dinner in the dining room when they first took me in, but it felt weird picking at my mashed potatoes in front of strangers. Now I get to read a chapter about spirit boards and eat a hole in the center of my hamburger to stick peas in it like a ball pit at Showbiz Pizza. After I'm done eating, I turn out all the lights. I waited until I was done because it's much easier to read and eat with the lights on. I tried eating in the dark once but kept poking myself in the face with my fork. I wonder if blind people have that problem. It's time, I whisper. It's not actually time. It's only 7:13 p.m. Some books say you want to summon ghosts at midnight, but that's really late, and I always fall asleep trying to stay up that late. I'll try things out now, and if it doesn't work, I'll just wait until the Lakes are asleep and go try again in my treehouse across town and pray that I don't run into any lily stabbers. Also, I hope those construction guys didn't tear my treehouse down. My team is with me: Bun the Rabbit, Rugby Tiger, a sock I drew a face on with a magic marker who I named Sammy, and Freddie Lapel, a weird-looking blue cat I got out of one of those crane machines 3 weeks ago when the Lakes took me to a carnival. Freddie Lapel freaks me out. He wears a tie with no pants and his tongue is always sticking out. I keep a box of matches in my underwear drawer because the Lakes are too polite to go through my underwear. I get a match and strike it, and again and again. It breaks. I get another one and strike it. After 6 matches snap in half, the 7th one lights with a hiss and a crackle. I think of Meredith as I watch the little flame. Even though her gift was fire, she didn't like it. You can't blame her. Her parents died in one. Of course, that was Felix's fault, but she thought it was hers for a long time. The match goes out. Not like the flame just dies, but there's a poof, like someone blowing on it, and the room goes dark. I hold my breath, thinking maybe it was me who blew on it by accident. Hello. I hear a girl's voice very close to me. She sounds familiar. This can't be right. I haven't started the ritual yet. I was too hypnotized staring at the match, thinking about Meredith. Meredith. I whisper. Is that you? I feel something soft touch my leg. It almost makes me jump. I reach down quickly to swat at it but feel it's just one of the stuffies. Judging from the texture, it's Freddie lapel. I sigh with relief. Then Freddie touches my leg again. Lily. Oh my God. Meredith's ghost is in Freddie. Meredith, how did you get in there? I don't know. Where am I? I was with my mom and dad, and then I felt myself getting pulled away, like arms tugging on my legs, and suddenly I feel weird, and I can't see anything, and everything's dark. Where? Where are we? Oh, that's because the lights are off. I get up and run over to the light switch by the door and turn the lights on. See, we're in my bedroom. Well, a bedroom. The little blue stuffed cat is wiggling on the floor. Its arms and legs don't bend. They just stick out so it can't roll over or crawl or anything. She must have gotten to me by wiggling back and forth like a worm or a fish. I still can't see anything. I hear her voice coming out of the little blue stuffed head. Well, that's a cause you're on your face, I say and pick her up. Meredith, I didn't mean to summon you. I was trying to summon my parents. This is good, though. I can finally tell you something. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I killed you. I hug Freddie lapel with Meredith in him and try not to cry, but I'm not very good at not crying at times like this. I wipe my nose on the stuffer's head instinctively before realizing that it's probably pretty rude since Meredith is in there right now. Oh, I'm sorry again. I wipe the snot off. It's okay, Meredith says calmly. I'm not sure if she's saying it's okay that I wiped my nose on her or that I killed her. It's nice to hear your voice. I didn't get to say goodbye. Me neither, I whimper. So, you get to be with your parents now. You're not all stuck in your bodies and graves. Well, no. We got no bodies left. Oh, right. Her parents burned up and got cremated, and I incinerated her. I can't really describe where we were. It's kind of like being out in a field on a sunny day where everything is so bright you have to squint, but you feel the wind, and you smell the flowers, and your parents are holding your hands, and some of their parents are holding their hands, and you can feel their smiles on you, and it just goes on forever. I'm sorry I pulled you from there, I say. I want to go hold my parents' hands in a warm, breezy field. I wonder if Roger would be there, too. He'd probably not want to hold hands. What if a parent doesn't like their kid? Having to hold their child's hand forever would probably be torture. I have to stop thinking about this. You should go back to them. It was nice to have you here, though. Maybe I'll talk to you again sometime. You, too, she chirps. I'm ready to go back. And I'm ready for you to go back. I have to keep my voice down, or the lakes are going to come up here and find me talking to my stuffies. Send me back then. Wait, what? I don't know how to send you back. We're both silent. I can hear laughter from the TV downstairs because the show The Lakes Watch is filmed in front of a live studio audience. I know this because they tell everybody this every episode. Beers is filmed in front of a live studio audience. I look over at the closet. This would probably be a good time to talk to H. Asher. I don't want to do it, though. He said he'd always be here for me, but he also didn't approve of me studying the occult. The occult is a word for like magic and ghosts and Dungeons and Dragons. My dad used to have a bandmate named Stephen something who said he joined a cult and then died when he drank something bad with a bunch of other people. Oh, fine. I'll ask him. I open the closet. H. Asher. He doesn't respond. Just lays there on the floor. H. Asher, I repeat. Nothing. I know he's still got to be there because if he was gone, I wouldn't still be able to see things before they happen. I wish I'd seen this before it happened. Meredith wiggles in my arms. Is H. Asher not responding? Just give me a moment. I set Meredith down and pick him up. I don't feel him inside like I normally do, but he's got to be there. Maybe he just stepped away for a moment to use the bathroom or something. Angels have to pee after all, don't they? Someone knocks on the bedroom door. Lily, it's Mrs. Lake. What? Is everything okay? Can I come in? No. I've got a box of matches out and a little blue stuffed cat wiggling on the floor with the ghost of your dead ex-foster daughter in it. I don't say that, though. I'm naked. Oh. She pauses. Why? Why are you naked, honey? Oh, shoot. That's a good question. I am not going to answer that right now. Okay. She's quiet a moment, and then I hear her footsteps walk away down the hall. Lily. Meredith wiggles on the floor. What are we going to do? I have no idea. I see you got dressed, says Mrs. Lake. She smells like my Nana used to, like baby powder and flour-scented butter. My Nana probably smells a lot different now. I imagine she smells more moldy and rotten 'cause she's dead. She had an aneurysm. That's where a vein pops, and all the blood leaks out inside you. In Nana's case, the vein was in her brain. It might not have killed her, but she was mowing the lawn at the time, and she kind of went, and the rider mower went into the pool. I don't actually go around imagining how my Nana smells. That was really dark. And dark thoughts creep into my head a lot. I want to bang my head on a wall and shake all the dark thoughts out. They're like termites in my brain, eating my brain stuff and pooping dark thoughts. Maybe chewing on my brain veins so I have an aneurysm like Nana. I knew she was going to die, too. I dreamed of her the night before. I remember I sat up in bed, and there was Nana. She was wet and pale and floating in the middle of my room. It scared me so bad at the time that I was too afraid to get out of bed, even to go pee. And Mrs. Lake is still looking at me, isn't she? I forgot what she said, so I just responded with, yeah. Agreeing is usually the best case for when you aren't paying attention and someone seems to be expecting you to say something. Oh, right. She said I was dressed. I like clothes. Smooth, Lily. Super smooth. Fantastic. Well, guess what? I made waffles for breakfast. She says it like it's really exciting news. Like the circus is coming to town or she just won the Powerball lotto. She puts a plate of waffles on the table and goes back to the waffle iron. Meals are eaten in the kitchen. Mr. Lake says it's a smaller kitchen than they used to have in their old house, but that got burned down by Meredith, whose ghost is now stuffed in the toy cat under my arm. Yum. I don't like waffles. Pancakes are better. Neither is as exciting as the circus, though. My dad used to make pancakes every Sunday morning. He made special pancakes that tasted better than the other pancakes. I asked him what the secret was once, and he said the secret ingredient was spit, but I'm pretty sure he was kidding. At least, I hope so. Maybe I'll ask him when I see him. I was going to sneak out last night and try again at the old house, but things got kind of weird, so I have to go get some items from the old house today instead. Speaking of things that got weird, Meredith chirps in my armpit. Oh my gosh, your mom sounds like my foster mom. I shush her. Mrs. Lake turns around. Did you say something, Lily? I still don't know if other people can hear Meredith. I'm sure they can probably see it when she wiggles around, though. So, I told her with absolutely no ifs, ands, or buts that she could not move unless I said it was safe. The last thing we need is people freaking out and calling a priest, and he exorcises her like they do in movies. I said, yum. Mrs. Lake gives me that look adults always give kids when they're trying to read their minds. They call it scrutinizing. She is scrutinizing me. I call it scrunchy face because it's often followed by them scrunching up their faces, twisting their mouths, and saying something like, hey, yeah, exactly. Are you feeling okay? She asks. You didn't catch anything from the other night sleeping out in the cold, did you? How would I know? I'm 11, not a doctor. I'm fine. I am fine. Except, of course, I killed my parents and one of my best friends, then trapped her ghost in an ugly cat doll, and my personal angel isn't talking to me. Oh, and someone is apparently killing girls who look like me. Or at least one girl. I'm fine except for that. And my nose itches, but that always itches. I scratch it. That's better. To show her that I'm fine, I eat the waffles. They taste eggy, even through butter and syrup. Meredith squirms in my armpit. It tickles. I squeeze her to remind her not to wiggle. Mrs. Lake goes on about her morning routine. This involves rearranging all the boxes of tea in the pantry. She likes them in alphabetical order. In the evening, Mr. Lake comes home and resorts them, separating the herbal and non-herbal teas. Mr. Lake prefers non-herbal tea because it has caffeine in it. They have this weird silent war over the arrangement of teas. As I shove eggy waffles in my waffle hole, I sense